Swagatam, welcome all the great Shrotas, Sadhakas, Jignasus, Mokshus. How wonderful it is through you, in your presence, because of you. Every day we are reminding ourselves of the ultimate truth, the goal. Just imagine what would have been our situation, position, if we were not studying the Shastras, reminding ourselves of the goal. How much of furthermore worldly related things we would have involved, only to create more and more vasanas for the future binding lives. Not that fully we are now out of all it, and not that fully we are engrossed in the Paramatma sadhana and anubhuti, we are en route to that. But the benefits that are coming to us because of our regular Upanishad Adhyanam should be known and valued and respected. Personally, to me, it's a great, great joy, inspiration, information every day. Blessed in this Bhayankara Kali Yuga with our own present position, it is so easy for us to forget all this Adhyatmikata and get lost in the world and get the ideas that in the world only we will succeed in Artha and Kama, and fully vigorously we can involve in them and succeed in them at the cost of the Adhyatmika Pragati. May we invoke the divine grace more and more that we become more and more single pointed, not only in the Shravana but also in Manana, Sadhana, Nididhyasana, Dhyana, Anubhuti, and Nishtha in that Anubhuti. Param Brahma, Ishvara, Jagannmata, Devata, Guru, Shastra, may all of them bless us. May we also, with full zeal and zest and enthusiasm, strengthen these Vyaktitvas of Loka Sevaka, Dharmasthavaka, Viragi, Bhakta, Shishya, Mumukshu, Jignasu, Shrota, Sadhaka, Parishrami, Prerita, Prashanta, Gambhira, Samskrita, Bhasha, Gnata, Guru Upasaka, Daiva Upasaka, Manana, Nididhyasana, Karta, Anubhava, Anubhavi, and Nishtita in the Anubhav. Wonderful. So, with congratulations, with wishes and prayers, may we continue this endeavor. Friends, in our today's classes, we will be doing our Shwethashwathara Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita now, the remaining in the course of the day. Shwethashwathara Trutiyodhyayaha Atma Swarupa Brahma Swarupa Varnanam for our Vicharana Dhyana Anubhuti. Excellent mantras, they are worthy of even by hearting and engrossed in the contemplation of them as much as possible. We will do that, and before that, our what you call chanting of the Purusha Suktam, then we'll have our Sankalpa Ityadi as we do every day. Purusha Sukta, Mm. Up to what we have seen, yes. Mukham kim asya, of this Virat Purusha. What is the face? What came from the face? Kau uru, kau bahu. From the bahu, what came? Then from the pada, what came? All these questions answered. Brahmanaha mukham. Brahmanosya mukham asit. Asya mukham brahmanaha asit. Then bahu rajanyaha kritaha. From the Virat Purusha's Mukha Brahmana, Bahu the Kshatriya, Uru Tadasyad Vaishyaha, from the Uru Bhaga the Vaishya, Adhyam Shudraha Jayata. From his father, the Shudra have come. Then Chandrama Manasaha, from the mind of the Lord Chandrama, Chaksho Suryaha, from the eyes, Surya Bhagavan, Mukha, from the mouth, Indra and Agni, Pranat Vayuhu, from the Uchvasa Nishvasa Prana of that Hiranyagarbha or Virat Purusha alone, the entire Vayumandala. Nabhya Asid Antariksham. The Antariksha Loka is nothing but Paramatma's Nabhisthana. Shirshna Udyau. From this Shiro Bhaga, Duloka, the Swarga Loka, Samavartata. Padbyam Bhumihi. From his feet, the Bhuloka, Disha Shrotrat. From his Shrotrendriya, the 10 directions have come. Tatha, in this way, Lokagam, even all other lokas, akalpayan, have been planned or kalpita by the Virat Purusha. Oh, this is so beautiful, this whole cosmos universe, only to indicate to us the magnanimous power of that powerful Paramatma. Just see it, get struck with wonderment, be in that awe and veneration and in that respect, in that praise to that Lord. Why not? These are all the positive ways. And have that jignasa to see that Lord, to know that Lord, to be with one with Lord. In that way, this is a correct way of playing the game of life. Then, Vedaham etam purusham mahantam. This rishis say, Veda aham etam purusham mahantam. This Mahan Purusha, Veda aham, I know, I have known. Aditya Varnam is like bright, brilliant Surya Kanti, means Chaitanya Swarupa. Tamasastu Pare, he is beyond all ignorances and delusions. So, Sarvani Rupani Vichitya Dhiraha, that we, Dhira, the Jnani, is able to understand all Rupas are that of Paramatma only. Namani Krutva, and he gives nama to differentiate those rupas and abhivadan yadaste, talking those names, taking those names, that jnani revels, enjoys that every name belongs to the forms, every form belongs to the Paramatma only. Then dhata purastadyam udaja hara, that purastad beginning dhata, the Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara or Parabrahma or Virat Purusha, they have projected this world. Shakraha pra vidwan pradishaha chatasraha. Staying in all four directions under his guidance, the Shakra Bhagavan Indra is protecting all these things. Tam evam vidwan, the one who knows that supreme truth, here Amrita Bhavati. He becomes the immortal. Then na anya pantha enaya vidyate. There is no other way for moksha. There is no other prescribed way of life or fulfillment of life. Anya pantha ayanaya vidyate. Then yagnena yagnam ayajanta devaha. So all the devatas, through various yajnas given to them, they do yagnam ayajanta, the worship of the yagna rupa Paramatma only. Yagnena yagnam ayajanta. Yagnena, through yajnas, yajna means Paramatma ko. Ayajanta, they went on worshipping. Tani dharmani prathamani asan. That's why those yajnas, and after the yajnas, the subsequent duties each one has to do, they are being given to us by that Purusha, that Paramatma. then teha nakam mahimanaha sachante. By living this way, only those devatas are always gloriously reveling in the devalokas. Yatra purve sadhya santi devaha and sadhyaha devaha. That's how right from the beginning, because of their yajna bhavana and worshipping the Lord, are always occupying higher and greater positions. So then Adbhya Sambhotaha of this mantra, we will see the meaning tomorrow. Now let us make a chanting in 4-5 minutes with all Bhakti Shraddha, feeling the Virat Purusha alone everywhere, and we are also included in that, and expressing our prayers to Him to open up our intellects for the greater and higher understandings. ओम अथ पुरुष सूक्तम तैत्तिरीयारण्यकं तृतीयः प्रश्नः ओम तच्छम्योरावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शं चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्षः सहस्रपाद स भूमिं विश्वतो वृत्वा अत्यतिष्ठद्दशाङ्गुलम् पुरुष एवेदकं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् उतामृतत्वस्येषानः यदन्नेनातिरोहति एतावानस्य महिमा अतो ज्यायागश्च पूरुषः पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि त्रिपादोर्ध्व उदैत्पुरुषः पादोऽस्येह भवात् पुनः ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत् शासनानशने अभि तस्माद् विराडजायत विराजो अधिपूरुषः स जातो अत्यरिच्यत पश्चाद्भूमिमथो पुरः यत्पुरुषेण हविषा देवा यज्ञमतन्वत वसन्तो अस्यासीदाज्यं ग्रीष्म इद्मः शरद्धविः सप्तास्यासन् परिदयः त्रिसप्तसमिदः कृताः देवा यद्यज्ञन्तन्वानाः अबध्नन् पुरुषं पशुं तञ्यज्ञं बर्हिषि प्रोक्षन्न पुरुषं जातमग्रतः तेन देवा अयजन्त साध्या ऋषयश्च ये तस्माद्यज्ञात् सर्वहुतः सम्भृतं पृषदाज्यम् पशोगस्तागश्चक्रे वायव्यान आरण्यान् ग्राम्याश्च ये तस्माद्यज्ञात् सर्वहुतः ऋचः सामानि जज्ञिरे छन्दागंसि जज्ञिरे तस्मात् यजुस्तस्मादजायत तस्मादश्वा अजायन्त ये केचोभयादतः गावो हजज्ञिरे तस्मात् तस्माज्जाता अजावयः यत्पुरुषं व्यदतुः कतिधा व्यकल्पयन् मुखं किमस्य कौ बाहु कावूरुपादावुच्येते ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यः कृतः ऊरु तदस्य यद्वैश्यः पद्भ्यागं शूद्रो अजायत चन्द्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षुः सूर्यो अजायत मुखादिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणाद्वायुरजायत नाभ्या आसीदन्तरिक्षं शीर्ष्णोद्यौः समवर्तत पद्भ्यां भूमिर्दिशश्रोत्रात् तथा लोकागम् अकल्पयन् वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसस्तु पारे सर्वाणि रूपाणि विचित्य धीरः नामानि कृत्वाभिवदन्यदास्ते धाता पुरस्ताद्यमुदा जहार शक्रः प्रविद्वान् प्रदिशश्च तस्रः तमेवं विद्वानमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था अयनाय विद्यते यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजन्त देवाः तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् ते हनाकं महिमानः सचन्ते यत्र पूर्वे साध्याः सन्ति देवाः अद्भ्यः सम्भूतः पृथिव्यैरसाच्च विश्वकर्मणः समवर्तताधि तस्य त्वष्टा विदधद्रूपमेति तत्पुरुषस्य विश्वमाजानमग्रे वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् तमेवं विद्वानमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था विद्यते यनाय प्रजापतिश्चरति गर्भे अन्तः अजायमानो बहुधा विजायते तस्य धीराः परिजानन्ति योनिम् मरीचीनां पदमिच्छन्ति वेदसः यो देवेभ्य आतपति यो देवानां पुरोहितः पूर्वो यो देवेभ्यो जातः नमो रुचाय ब्राह्मये रुचं ब्राह्मं जनयन्तः देवा अग्रे तदब्रुवन् यस्त्वैवं ब्राह्मणो विद्यात् तस्य देवा असन्वशे ह्रीश्च ते लक्ष्मीश्च पत्न्यौ अहोरात्रे पार्श्वे नक्षत्राणि रूपम् अश्विनौ व्यात्तम् इष्टं मनिषाण अमुं मनिषाण सर्वं मनिषाण Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Friends, in today's simple common sense thought, the idea is like the signs of Sattva Guna are to be very clear about what to do, to be very clear about how to do, and to be very clear about all the resources and gathering them and clearly involving in them. Has it happening to us in all vyavaharas in general, particularly in our adhyatmikata? Like if you take a business, so this particular business, this much is the investment. These are the various activities in that. These are the infrastructure required, human resources required. So I am very clear. I am trying. I tried. I got them. I started. Now my business is running beautifully. Isn't it? How wonderful it is. Same way, the family. These are my family members, wife, husband, children, the in-laws, this side parents, these brothers, etc. So my relation with them, my help to them, my need from them, isn't it? And these are the ways to communicate, contact with them with all love, dignity, respect, and establishing a very good rapport relation with them, living together, same time, not binding anyone, isn't it? This is a clarity. This is a lakshana of the sattva. Same way, the financial matters. These are my incomes. This is the house. These are the other resources I can afford, isn't it? So I bought them and I am using them. I am happy. Very nice it is. One servant required, employed. Car required, got it. AC I can afford in 2 rooms. I have put. See that financial intelligence. Everywhere, this is how a human being will have to be at every moment, every day basis also. Today, the Monday, these are the working hours, these are the places to visit, this is the other things to be done, isn't it? We generally become either lazy or bhogi, therefore, miss to enjoy this type of evolved intellectual life. Must keep on spending the time in many unwanted things throughout. A wise person, a dhira purusha, intelligent person, doesn't do that. He is accounting every moment, all opportunities. He is very beautiful. Others can't understand him. Only people of his height, his greatness can catch him. Are we in that way in every of our activities? Are very fully clear as to exactly what to do, and while doing so, are we fully relaxed? The joy of life is when we relax. That relaxation is not out of laziness, irresponsibility, but because exactly we know what to do and we are doing what we know. Isn't it? That maturity. Everywhere, even in driving time, what speed to maintain for minimum consumption of the petrol as well as smooth ride as well as reaching the destination. It's a wisdom. Otherwise, when road खाली है तो 160 पे गए or when a service road came, or any roads are made in between, then 30 speed we go with all anger on the government, isn't it? That is not a matured way. And suddenly 1 hour the vehicle gives 17 kilometers, another they go 8 kilometer, 1 liter petrol or diesel. The people who are so conscious of it, maximum optimum, I will see to it that the the fuel is giving the mileage, whatever you call in that language. They maintain, they watch it. आजकल सब है ना. So the speed, the turns, the brakes, everything, they are intelligent. Everything about the health also perfect. कितने बार खाना, क्या खाना, कितना खाना, healthy food, good food, and good exercise, and see all the time fit. Everything is intelligence. In the same way, are we so clear in our spiritual life also? That's the main thing. Are we fully relaxed by being established in our sadhana as a sadhaka unambiguously with all our commitment and sparing the time? This as soon as possible we have to achieve. And most importantly, we the Upanishad students, blessed by the divine, have to spend more and more time in Upanishad Tattva Chintana only. That's the highest. While listening to Upanishad, also we can be aloof from the Upanishadic study by giving time to other things. And we become habitual to that only, and we get the habitual joy out of it. But that's not that much required, or this is more required now. Throughout the day, how our day is being well planned and well spent. It is we who have to command our day, and in our day, command our activities, and among the activities, command our adhyatmika sadhanas, and among them, command the tattva chintana, tattva shravana, tattva adhyana, tattva manana. More and more in that. That's the only way by which the sattva is used, sattva is maintained, sattva is developed. And through the other upasanas, when we get our antakarana little shuddha, ekagra, that has to be employed in manana chintana. A test for it is any of these Vedantic concepts that are asked, are we able to answer them now? Anything asked, explain about Brahma Tattva, explain about Maya, explain about Ishvara, explain about Jiva, explain about Bandha, Moksha. अब सबका जवाब हम फटाफट करेक्ट ऑथेंटिक दे पा रहे हैं, मतलब वी आर इन हाईएस्ट सत्व गुना. We have done lots of research on these subjects when they are taught to us by our acharyas. Even after many years of listening, even the simple things also are very vague to us. What is Vairagya? What is Vairagya? Not coming to your class. Okay. If that is our answer, then we have not done that thing to be done. So let there be clarity in what we have to achieve. Let there be clarity in us what to do to achieve that. And let us start it right away. For what we wait? And nothing else can be important. No obligations, no sentiments, no sarvadharman parityaja bol diya na. Only when it's very, very urgent or once in a while to relax, okay. But otherwise, I am fully clear about my sadhana. मैं दिन भर उसी में हूँ. I know my abilities, I know my limitations. I am using my abilities, I am crossing or transcending my limitations. Or what you say, improving upon them. Any limitations or weaknesses, whatever they are there. I can't chant mantras. I am improving upon that. Isn't it? I cannot concentrate. I am improving on that. My memory is weak. No, I know what to do. I am trying. क्या बढ़िया रहेगा देखो, the confidence of that person who is fully in this way intelligently engaging himself in the things to be done and achieved. Wonderful it is. As it is in Vyavahara, so it should be. The position of Ishvara Upasana, position of Guru Upasana, position of Shastra Shravana and Adhyana, how much it is important, how much time we are giving. See how clear it is. And we have to become wise for ourselves. Please remember that wisdom we can get by getting guidance from the Guru Shastra, not from the other wise people. No more be a blind person following the other blind. We have to be wise for ourselves. This time of 15 minutes of the newspaper reading, I'll cut short it to 7-8 minutes. 7-8 minutes, I'll do my study of Shastra. Is tarah ka wisdom we are talking about. I have to become wise in knowing what for the time has to be used, etc. नहीं तो वो लेजीनेस में टाइम चला जाता है, और थोड़ा समय और 10 मिनट सो जाओ, और 1 घंटा टीवी देखो, और एक क्रिकेट मैच देखो, और एक सीरियल देखो, और उसको मिलने जाओ. These are all immaturities. They are not the lakshana at all of the serious sincere sadhaka. Accordingly only will be our progress or growth. किया तो हुआ, नहीं किया तो नहीं हुआ. जितना किया उतना हुआ, नहीं किया तो नहीं हुआ, जो किया वही हुआ. तो इस तरह से today's simple thought is what? Let us be wise and fully relaxed in doing what we are supposed to do as a spiritual sadhaka. Outside, I am absolutely relaxed. People know that we are relaxed, but inside, we are so vigorous in doing what sadhana we have to do. And a continuous struggle is going on, effort is going on for ekagrata of the chitta, for shuddhi of the chitta, for the remembrance of Tattva Jnana as we studied in Upanishads, for contemplating on that. The moment time has come, we do that. Isn't it? Yes, little lower level mein, we remember our Lord, we do the kirtana, we do bhajana, we plead, we pray to Him. How long, O Lord? Give me that jnanam, give me that siddhi. Isn't it? In this way, wonderfully life has to be celebrated. That's a Shuddha Sattva Guna Lakshana, where there is spashtata regarding everything. Right? Think about it little more. Data is given. Om, Om, Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsa Rishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah. Om Yerime Guruvi Purvam Badavakya Pramanatah Vyakhyatah Sarva Vedantah Satchastraha तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. ॐ विदितानमया विशदैककला न च किञ्चन काञ्चनमस्ति गुरो द्रुतमेव विदेहि कृपां सहजां भव शङ्कर देशिक मे शरणम्. ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि. परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वाध्यात्मिक प्रगति अस्मिन् सनातन संस्थापने कंकणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिवकृष्णानि समस्त मंदिराणाम् आश्रमाणां पुण्यदिव्य क्षेत्राणां विश्वविद्यालय भूभागादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापन उपासना यज्ञयाग साधना सेवा तपस्या प्रार्थना दीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रूणां शाश्वत रूपेण समूल निर्मूलनार्थं भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हिंदव संस्कृतेः संप्रतिष्ठा अवाप्त्यर्थं विश्वे मोक्षधर्म पुरुषार्थ प्रतिष्ठा द्वारा विश्व संरक्षणाभिवृद्ध्यर्थं अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्म भगवद् देवता गुरु शास्त्र सत्संग साधना सेवा मातापितृ देश धर्म सनातन धर्म भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदः अद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम नित्यानंदं निराधारं निखिलाधारम् अभयं निगमाद्य गतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्। ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। फ्रेंड्स 16 to 21 ओम सर्वतः पाणिपादं तदा सर्वतोक्षिशिरोमुखं सर्वतः श्रुतिमल्लोके सर्वमावृत्य तिष्ठति सर्वेन्द्रियगुणाभासं सर्वेन्द्रियविवर्जितं सर्वस्य प्रभुमीशानं सर्वस्य शरणं बृहत् नवद्वारे पुरे देहि हंसो लेलायते बहिः वशी सर्वस्य लोकस्य स्थावरस्य चरस्य च अपाणिपादो जवनो गृहीता पश्यत्य चक्षुः शृणोत्य कर्णः सवेत्ति वेद्यं न च तस्यास्ति वेत्ता तमाहुरग्र्यं पुरुषं महान्तम् अणोरणीयान् महतो महीयान् आत्मा गुहायां निहितोऽस्य जन्तोः तमकृतं पश्यति वीतशोकः धातुः प्रसादान् महिमानमीशं वेदाहमेतमजरं पुराणं सर्वात्मानं सर्वगतं विभुत्वात् जन्मनिरोधं प्रवदन्ति यस्य ब्रह्मवादिनो हि प्रवदन्ति नित्यम्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। फ्रेंड्स, third chapter, mantra number we are doing 15th one is done yesterday. We have to enter into the 16th mantra. What is the 15th one? Let us chant, which we have just now done. The Sambandha Bhashya for the 15th mantra by Bhashyakara Adi Shankara is Nanu Sarvatmatve Saprapancham Brahma Syat. If the Brahman is the Atman of everything, therefore Brahman has become Saprapancha. And Tad Vyatharekena Bhavat. Without the Brahman, Jagat cannot be there. Therefore, the Brahman Adhisthana of the Jagat. Therefore, the Brahma become Jagatmaya, Saprapancha. Brahma became Dvaita. Dvaita, samsara is there. Therefore, all hard work done to realize the Brahman has no benefit at all because we continue to mount because the Brahman is Saprapancha because you said it to be the Adhisthana of all. So, to this the answer in the next few shlokas. The summary of it is be attentive. At the samsara kala, out of ignorance. At the sadhana kala, for the sake of sadhana. At the vyavahara kala, after the jnana anubhuti, the Dvaita Prapancha is kalpita there. But in reality, this entire Dvaita is never there in the Shuddha Brahma Tattva. Like right now, the Brahman alone is reality. But that Jnanam is not there. Because of that Ajnanam, the Jagat is projected and we are samsari in that. Now we have come to the Gurus. Gurus have taught us the sadhana. And for doing sadhana, whatever sadhanas, the upadhis we have to believe in, the upadeshas we have to follow, the granthas we have to study. They are all part of Dvaita only. So they are all there for sadhana. A Jivan Mukta, he will have to guide others. So to guide, the upadhis are required, the other resources are required. They all also are in Dvaita. But that doesn't mean that in pure Brahman the Dvaita is there. See, try to resolve this thing. It's only a question of little purified heart, little non-adamant intellect, little non-stubborn ego required to grasp it and accept it. Brahman remaining Brahman all the time still allows the Jagat to happen on him at these three occasions. Samsara Kala, when there is ignorance. Sadhana Kala, when we want to get the Jnanam and Moksha. Then Moksha Kala, to serve the world. The Dvaita Upadhis may be there, but they are not real. This is possible. This is what is possible. This is what is made possible. That's what just now we chanted in our Purusha Sukta also. Yajnena yajnamajanta devaha tani dharmani pratamani asan. Tehanakam mahimanas sachante yatra purve sadhya santi deva. Last portion what we chanted is this one. है ना? When we say the Jagat is not there, Jagat is mithya, etc., it is, there is no Jagat independent itself. The Brahman expressing as Jagat, allowing the Jagat to be projected on it. That's what we are seeing now. And then, as we million times said, the problem in Vedanta, Vedanta's problem, the Guru's problem, is not in the Jagat. The Guru's problem is in not realizing the Brahman and thereby not seeing the Jagat as the Brahman only. Sarvam Brahma Bhavam, that is what is wanted. Don't give anything importance to reality independently as if it is other than the substratum Brahman. Brahman only, gold only is appearing as ornaments. ऑर्नामेंट से कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, गोल्ड को नहीं पहचानने में दिक्कत है, और सारे ऑर्नामेंट्स गोल्ड ही है, इसको नहीं पहचानने में दिक्कत है. Clear? So, this mantra is one. Purusha evedagam sarvam yadbhutam yaccha bhavyam utamrutatvasyešanah yadannenatirohati. Again, Purusha evedagam sarvam yadbhutam yaccha bhavyam utamrutatvasya ishanah yadannena atirohati. We have seen the literal meaning. Bhashya also we have gone through. Again we will go through. Purusha eva idam sarvam. Everything which is seen by us as idam in the present is Purusha only. And what was in the past? Yad bhutam. That also Purusha eva. Whichever was experienced as idam in the past. Yacha bhavyam. Tomorrow, whatever we will be seeing as idam, all of that is Purusha only. Purusha eva idagam sarvam yad bhutam yacha bhavyam. Idam sarvam is present, bhutam is past, bhavyam is future. So past, present, future, whatever the idam is there, seen by us, all of that in its final substratum, that Purusha only. And one very subtle thing we added yesterday was, from that pure conscious self standpoint, this corresponding aham also idam only. Idam se corresponding aham hai na mere andar, the jnata. The jnata also is a part of idam only. Because the consciousness is conscious of both, all the three. The jnata, the gneyam, the jnana. Clear? Then that, as in Taittiriya, maha chavasya pravedayate maha iti tad brahma sa atma. Taittiriya Upanishad. Here also, this Purusha is the fourth factor, other than Jnata, Jnanam, Gneyam. Rather, he is the only factor. On him only these three are kalpita. And he is therefore totally permeating in them. But to realize him, these three have to be kept away from our attention. After realizing him, all three are nothing but he only. So he is transcendental also, para, and is immanent also, avara. That's why tasmin drushte paravare. We have to be the darshakas of parasthitya paramatma transcendental. We have to be darshaka of the avarasthitya paramatma immanent. See that? There is no world at all is one way of saying. The whole world is nothing but Purusha. The other way of saying. Together is no world is there other than Purusha. Purusha alone is in transcendental form. Purusha alone in the immanent form. But so many ways, so many varieties, so many forms, so many sizes, so many quantifications. Yeah, Purusha's power is that he can appear as those many things. Yet he has not become any one of them. These are the subtle Vedantic riddles, not easily solvable. That's why the grace. That's why Shuddhyavantakarana. That is why the Tadapa, to understand it, grasp it. Just like Bhakta wants Bhagwan's darshan, he is restless for that. And like a bhogi is for the bhogi restless, a jignasu has to become restless for understanding this. Then it will happen. Now let us see this mantra with Bhashya. Before that, Uta Amrutatvasya Ishanaha. Okay, he is the Ishana, Ishvara for the Amrutatva, the bestowing of the Amrita Swarupa, immortality. Yad annena atirohati, idam yad annena atirohati. And that whichever is there in the Sthula Sukshma Rupa as idam in Jagrat and Swapna and the absence of them, even in Nidra. Purusha eva idagam sarva. Wow! If one can really apprehend the deepest Sadvastu, once that's apprehended, thereafter उसके अलावा कुछ नहीं दिखेगा. कुछ नहीं दिखेगा मतलब independently. Sad only is Akash, Sad only is Vayu, Sad only is the Agni, Sad only is Jala, Sad only is Prithvi. Therefore, Sad Vastu only is Panchabhautika, Samasta Rupanamatmaka Idam. Sad Brahma Karyam Sakalam Sadeva. Sad Brahma is Karana and his Karya is the entire Jagat. Therefore, Karana alone is in the form of Karya. Therefore, the Brahman alone is everything. Right. Let us see the Bhashya. Purusha eva idam iti. I am explaining you the meaning of the word Purusha eva idam. What Bhashyakara simply says, Purusha eva idam sarvam. Yad annena atirohati. Okay. Yad annena atirohati means all the living beings which are growing because of the consumption of the food, all of that is Purusha only. And that Anna also is Purusha only. And that which is not Atirohati with Anna, like the mountains, etc., they are also Purusha only. Because idam sarvam kah diya hai. So, Purusha eva idam sarvam yat annena atirohati. Purusha eva idam sarvam yat annena atirohati. Means yat idam drushyate vartamanam. That in the present, which is seen by you, all of that is, that's Sat Purusha only. That's it, Purusha only. Then is that only that? No, Yad Bhutam, that which was there in the past. Annena Tirohati. All those were growing while consuming the food. All of that were Purusha only. Whether it's plants, whether it's animals, birds, they're all Annena Tirohati. By taking the food, they grow. Anna also means Stulata. Anything that is Stula Rupena perceived, all of that. Sukshma Rupena perceived, all of that. Purusha Eva. Yad Bhutam, even the past. Yacha Bhavyam means Bhavishyatu. In the future also, all of that is Purusha. How we say? Because that Purusha Swarupa is Satanchita. Satanchit is there, fully permeated in everything, at every micro part of it also. Think about it. Like the steel is fully permeating, even at the micro part of all the steel bartan, steel utensils. That was the case in the past also, even in future also. Whichever bartan banenge steel ke, the steel eva idam sarvam. Idam bhutam bhavyat. Any of that examples you can take. Through that, make a concept in the intellect that everything of the past, present, future are that Sat Chit Brahma only. Purusha eva idagam sarvam yad bhutam yacha bhavyam. Present, past, future. Idam rupena, Purusha only is playing the play. Bring the devotional aspect here, therefore, see everything as divine. Have the attitude of reverence, respect, worship. Don't have the galatfahmi of any jealousy, any pride, any arrogance, any fighting, any desire for anything in this world. That is what is Maya. Both ways. When you don't see Paramatma in the Jagat, Kamadi Vikaras come. When we see the Jagat as Kamadi Vikara Yukta, we will fail to see the Paramatma in the Jagat. Reverse also true. Start seeing Paramatma in the Jagat, consequences free the mind from all the Vikaras. Or free the mind from the Vikaras, thereby become able to see the divine everywhere. It's an abhyas. Karte, karte, karte. About the Jagat when durabhiprayas, durvrittis go away, then the mind is quieted and settled, then we see The Bhagavan only if you are a Saguna Upasaka, the Parabrahma only if you are Nirguna Chintaka or Dhyata. All in all, Purusha eva idagam sarvam yad bhutam yad chavavayam. Kimcha, not only that, next line. Ata uta amrutatvasya ishanaha. He is Ishanaha, the ruler, the governor, the bestower of Amrita. Amrutatvasya Ishana. As we said yesterday, in the Bhakti Marga, when we pray to him, he gives us the Amrutattva. In the Jnana Marga, when we realize our oneness with him, he being Amrita, that Amrutattva experience is realized by us within ourselves also. That's how he is the Ishanaha for Amritattva. The Ishanatva we can little bit understand for our sadhana sake, that little subtle it is, try to catch it. We try to convey in the Shabda, dekh lo agar pakad pate to. What is it is? He is Amritattva se Ishanaha means what? Only in devotion, either by blessings or only in identity with him in the Jnana Marga, that we become Amrito. Thus he is called as Ishana. Why the Paramatma is Ishana for Amrita? Because only when he blesses, we get it. Bhakti Marga. Muktim Prayachati. In the Jnana Marga, only when we realize our identity with him, that there is Amritattva. If not, we identify with the mortal upadhis. Therefore, Mritattva comes to us. In this way, the Ishana. Like the food is Ishana. Why? Only when the food is eaten, our hunger goes away, our energy comes. Money is Ishana. Why? When the money is there, then only we can buy whatever we want. Ishana, I am telling you explanation. And that office is Ishana because this has employed me, giving me the work and giving me the salary. So too, the Paramatma is the Ishana of the Amritattva because only in his identity that we become Amrita Swarupa. उस तरह से वो ईशान है. Lord है वो. ईशान means Ishwara means Lord. So much so that if we don't realize our identity with him by our jnana sadhana or by blessed by him because of our upasana, we will never be Amritattva. We'll be going to different lokas, maybe higher, but all of them are Mritapraya only. The time of death comes even to Indra and Brahmadeva. Their positions go away, their upadhis go away. Nirupadhika Brahma Rupena Eva Amritattva Sthiti. Let us digest this point very soon. So, Kimcha Amritatvasya Amarana Dharmasya Ishanaha. Okay, that Amritattva, Amarana Dharma, here Bhagavan calls it as Kaivalyasya Ishanaha. That Kevala Sthiti, Kevala Atma Sthiti, Kevala Brahma Sthiti. Therefore, Kevala Sat Sthiti. Therefore, Kevala Chit Sthiti. Therefore, Kevala Dukkharahita Ananda Sthiti. He is the Ishana. पुरुष एव इदगं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् उत अमृतत्वस्य ईशानः. That यच्च अन्येन अतिरोहति यद्वर्तते तस्य ईशानः also can be explained as what? Whatever is, not only the idam rupa jada is the Ishana, but annena atirohati, because of consumption of the food, that which is sustaining and growing. In other words, the living beings. For all of them also, he is the Ishana. So, Amritatvasya Ishanaha yad annena atirohati tasya cha Ishanaha. Purusha eva idagam sarva. So, he alone is everything. Therefore, the question of the Purvapakshi, that Paramatma is Saprapancha, therefore he is Dvaita. That is this way dissolved. Paramatma is not Saprapancha like you and I are Saprapancha, where We see and take the world as other than us, and then we identify with that world through ragadvesha. That's how our way. World is other than me, but I identify with that world through raga and dvesha. Thus, I become saprapancha and I suffer. But in case of Paramatma, the first thing is itself is very clear. It is not world other than him. World is he only. When the world is he only, then that raga dvesha will not be there. His saprapanchatva is through atmiya bhavena. Ours is anatma and yet tadatmya. It is other than me and still I identify through raga dvesha. He is not other than the Jagat. Jagat is he only. And his identity is that atmiya rupena, not the raga dvesha rupena. Isn't it? Like my identity with the gold ornament. Is what? The ornament is other than me, but I am identifying with it with mamata, ki mera hai. Then what is the relation between the gold and the ornament? Me and the ornament relation is ornament is other than me, and I have mamata for it. What is the gold will say to the ornament? What is its identity with the ornaments? It is me only, not other than me. Then I like it. No, it is me. Therefore, I love it. That is how the Paramatma is Saprapancha. Saprapanchatva Paramatma is with Tadatmya with the Prapancha. Our Saprapanchatva is the Prapancha is other than us, first of all. Then our Tadatmya through the Raga, Dvesha, इत्यादि. जो आत्मीय दृष्टि है परमात्मा को जगत के साथ, हम सबको वो अनात्मा है फिर भी वो मुझे चाहिए. मैं अलग हूं, वो अलग है, वो मेरा है. मैं और मोर. I am different, the golden ornament is different, ornament is mine. But for the gold, I am different, ornament is different. ऐसा नहीं होता. I am that. After that, mamata will not be as we have the mamata. ये मेरा है वाला. ये मेरा है से भी ये मैं हूँ ये higher होता है. So I am that. That is called Paramatma's saprapanchatva. Therefore, there is no prapancha other than him. That he becomes prapanchika samsari like us. Therefore, don't worry. That if I realize the Brahman, still the Jagat will be there, still the Dvandva Dvaita will be there, still I will be caught up. No, no, no. Everything will continue as it is. But then the change is what? Earlier everything was other than me because I myself was not Brahman, I was a Jiva, I was a Upadhi. After realizing Brahman, I am the Brahman. The whole Jagat is Brahman, the whole Jagat is me. Therefore there is no Anatma at all. For me to have samsara of Ragadvesha. इस तरह का स्थिति है. यद अन्येन अतिरोह यच्च अन्येन अतिरोहति यद वर्तते तस्य ईशानः. So that which is there and that which is yaccha vartate, we can talk it as the jada padartha. Yad अन्येन अतिरोहति, we can talk as the living beings which grow because of the food. पुरुष एवैदगुं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् उत अमृतत्वस्य ईशानः यद् अन्येन अतिरोहति तस्य अपि ईशानः. अमृतत्वस्य ईशानः अन्येन अतिरोहति तस्य अपि ईशानः यच्च वर्तते तस्य अपि ईशानः. यच्च वर्तते is जड़, अन्येन अतिरोहति is chaitanya. Then amritatva ईशानः is means the bestower of the moksha. So that's how, with that calm, quiet mind, when we contemplate what this rishi is trying to convey, we'll be able to grasp. थोड़ा 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 खुलता है, not just like that. Immediately, instantaneously नहीं होता है. Little, 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 little दरवाजा खुलता हुआ. One day, the clear understanding comes. Oh, I was all the while searching for a Rupa Nama when the Guru was telling about the Paramatma. Now I understood that it is being talked about a state of being. State of being. That will click one day. Very, very powerful it is once it happens. At that time, the Ananda is, or the expression or celebration or is Aham Sarvam, Aham Atma, Aham Brahma. That will be realized. After realizing, that will be the expression. Now we will go to the 16th mantra. In this, the Sambandha Bhasha is Punaha api nirvishesham pratipadaitum darshayat. Abhi tak idam was brought and idam rupena Brahma alone is there is said. That's how the Savishesha Brahma is spoken. The Savishesha Brahmatva also is a step down where Paramatma with his Shakti appears in the Vishesha Rupa, which is Annena Tirohati, which is Vartate. Now, Nirvishesha Brahma is explained, which is the highest. Before that, very interesting. First, all things belong to him, it will be told. Then, from his side, he alone is there. There is nothing other than him. And as we said, every day the example, all furniture belongs to the wood from the furniture standpoint. From the wood standpoint, there is nothing called as furniture at all other than wood. There is nothing called furniture at all other than the wood from the wood standpoint. Can anybody deny that? Nobody. No. There is chair also, table also are there. No, they are not permanent. They are not real. They are not independent. The wood is permanent, wood is real, wood is independent. From the wood standpoint, other than wood, there is nothing. So too, from the Nirguna Brahma standpoint, he alone is there. From the Saguna Jagat standpoint, all Saguna Jagat is he only. That is why world is in me because I am the substratum of the world. I am not in the world because the world's Rupanama are not there in me. I am beyond. All furniture is in the wood, but wood is not in the furniture in the sense wood is not dependent on the furniture-ness. That the wood stays only when it expresses as chair or the stool. ऐसी पाबंदी wood को नहीं है, but कुर्सी को पाबंदी है कि it will be there only when there is wood behind as substratum. So the Rupanamaatmaka Jagat necessarily will have to have the Brahman, the substratum for them to sustain. The other way around, the Brahman not at all requires the Rupanamatmakata for him to exist. He is independent. That's called the Nirguna Sthiti. तो वी हैव टू सब प्रपंच हो या निष्प्रपंच हो, ब्रह्म को ही हमें देखना है. अभी सब प्रपंच बताया, नौ निष्प्रपंच. पुनः अपि निर्विशेषम प्रतिपादयितुम दर्शयति. द ब्रह्मन इज निर्विशेष. That Nirvishesha Brahmanubhuti Uparanta he, every Savishesha is he only with his own power. Therefore, transcendentally, he alone is there, immanently also he alone. Chant the mantra twice, 16th. Sarvatah Panipadam Tata Sarvatokshishiro Mukham Sarvatah Shruti Malloke Sarvamavrutya Tishtati. Again, सर्वतः पाणिपादं तत् सर्वतोक्षिशिरो मुखं सर्वतः श्रुतिमल्लोके सर्वमावृत्य तिष्ठति. This shloka is found in Bhagavad Gita, 100%, every letter verbatim. That's how Gita is Upanishadsu, Upanishad Sara. In 13th chapter, while explaining the Jnaya Paramatma, Krishna says this shloka. ज्ञेयं यत्तत् प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वामृतमश्नुते अनादिमत् परं ब्रह्म न सत्तन्ना सदुच्यते सर्वतः पाणिपादं तत् सर्वतोक्षिशिरोमुखं सर्वतः श्रुतिमल्लोके सर्वमावृत्य तिष्ठति सर्वेन्द्रिय गुणाभासं सर्वेन्द्रिय विवर्जितं. This also is there in the next shloka. So 1.5 shloka literal. There asaktam sarvabhutchaiva nirgunam gunabhoktrucha in Gita. Here सर्वेन्द्रिय गुणामासम सर्वेन्द्रिय विवर्जितम सर्वस्य प्रभुमीशानम सर्वस्य शरणम सुहृतु. Little bit second line difference, but पहले 3 line exactly what is in here alone is said by the Lord in Gita, because that's Gita or Upanishad. When you talk about the Brahman, it has to be said in the same way. So the literal meaning is Sarvatah Pani Padam Tat. Tat Brahma is having Pani, the hands, Pada, the feet, Sarvatah, everywhere. Sarvatah Pani Padam. You know, with these expressions, we have to rise above all conflicts, contradictions. How can Sarvatah Pani Padam? है ना, जहां पानी और हैंड है, how can there be the pada? When there is pada, how can there be pani? But here he said sarvatah pani and sarvatah padam. हर जगह भगवान का हाथ है, हर जगह भगवान का पैर है. तो देखो, that means Paramatma is without hands and legs, but he alone is expressing his hands and legs there and then in those respective places. Like same again example of chair. Wood is sarvatah pani padam. Means in the wood there is no pani, the hand resting thing, padam, no legs for supporting the chair. In the pure wood, but because of wood only, the hands and feet they are all made. Therefore, in the wood by itself, none of them are there. But wherever they are there, the hands and legs of the chair, there is लकड़ी का ही है. Therefore, if you see a wood piece, in that wood piece, sarvata pani padam. Like if you have a 500 rupees note, in that 500 rupees note, food also is there, other items also are there, so many punya karmas also are there, and misusing that money also is there. उस 500 रुपए में दारू भी है, दवा भी है, दुआ भी. In the what way you exchange it? है ना? Like in my parents, the God also is there, the devil also is there. How? When I am very reverential to them, the divine expresses to them. When I am erratic, then they become Rakshas and they beat me. In them both are there. In the same way, Paramatma is such, in him all pani, hands, pada, legs are there. Only that, Sarvataha Akshi. In him everywhere their eyes are there, potentially. Sarvatah Shiraha, heads potentially. Mukham, the mouth, everywhere potentially there. And Sarvatah Shutimat, everywhere the ears are there. Thus, Loke, in the world, Sarvam Avritya, permeating everything, Tishtati, he establishes, stabilizes there. इस श्लोक को हम भाष्य के साथ कलम देखते हुए आगे बढ़ेंगे. So in this way, in that Anvaya Paddhati, everywhere Paramatma alone is there is proved. In the next shloka, through Vyatireka Paddhati, again only Paramatma is there is proved. Therefore, whether it is there in the Panipada Rupa or without the Panipada Rupa, what is there is Brahman. This is what our intellect has to grasp. And that Brahman, we have to first realize on the seat of meditation by denying all the Bahya Jagat and Panchakoshas. Thereafter, as a proof that we have realized it, everything, these Panchakosha, those Panchakosha, these Panchamahabhuta, this Panchamahabhuta made entire Jagat. जहां भी देखो वो परमात्मा ही है. सर्वम ही एतद् ब्रह्म. Wonderful it is. Like when we wake up from the dream, in the dream, whatever the sun, moon, star were there, all of them were the waking mind only. Waking mind is Atman for the everything of the dream. So too for the Jagrat, for everything the Atman is the Brahman only. Atma means not only in the core of the heart it is there. Atma means even a micro thing also supported by it only. Like the mud is the Atma of the pot means what? Every part of the pot, mud and mud and mud and mud alone is there. That's the meaning of the mud being the Atman. Not that mud is there in the core of the pot somewhere subtly hidden. हाँ, हर कोने कोने पे वही है. In the same way, to recognize that subtlest Atman for our attention's sake, it is said that he is in the Hridaya Kuhara, that also as Angustamatra Purusha. But after realizing him, in the नाक में भी वही भगवान, कान में भी वही भगवान, वही तो बता रहे. पहले तो अंगुष्ठ मात्र हम हृदय मध्य आत्मनि कहा, अब सर्वतः पाणिपादम सर्वतोक्षि शिरोमुखम कहे रहे है ना. That अंगुष्ठ मात्र Purusha is to realize the self. Whether we have realized it or not, proof for it is in all other limbs also we are recognizing him and him and him alone. Isn't it? That shackle of non-acceptance we have to break. When we give all these examples, that when a murti is made out of a metal, every part of that murti is that metal only. In the same way, when the whole world is projected on the substratum, the Brahman alone is there everywhere. Like every part of the snake is permeated by the substratum rope on which the snake is projected. Like that. Beautiful thoughts we'll share tomorrow remaining. Om 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 Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Paramarashibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti Namaha Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you. Come for Gita.